I saw something yesterday. Um, in the Mishnayot in Yuma, where it talks about the different types of sins that a person might have transgressed, and there's different, in order to be totally forgiven for it, depending on the type of sin that a person does, is the is when he was forgiven, right? If a person did a lighter sin, he can be forgiven right away when he does repentance. A little heavier sin, he might need to wait. The repentance plus Yom Kippur, that combo will make him forgiven. And then there's certain other higher level sins that he needs not only Yom Kippur, he needs maybe possibly some punishments in this world in order to totally clean him up. Like a guy decimated the Shabbat intentionally, or a guy murdered somebody, right? These are very heavy sins, and they require, it's not enough to be totally clean from punishment by just repenting, by just having Yom Kippur. They need even some level of punishment. But if he learns Torah, the Torah will protect him from punishment. Like it will serve like an atonement in a certain sense. So there just shows you the power of learning Torah that people don't even understand and appreciate. So we saw yesterday about David HaMelech that the power of Torah will stop the Malach HaMaut, stop the angel of death from coming. But what happened was he was going up. He heard the angel of the Malach HaMaut, the angel of death, went into the garden in the orchard by King David, and he moved the tree. He made big, large sound by the trees. And David HaMelech went to see, and then he was going up the steps. So they going up the steps, not necessarily a ladder, not a ladder, walking up steps. And one of the steps fell out underneath David HaMelech. So he was like at that moment he froze. His learning stopped for that moment. The step went out underneath him, and that's when the angel of death was able to take David HaMelech. Because that moment, but as long as he was talking and learning, um, the angel of death was not able to get him. So that was the story that we had yesterday. Now the Gemara continues. We are now on 30b1, 30b2, and the art scroll 30b2 1, and we have Shalach Shlomo in the first column towards the bottom, last big paragraph. Shalach Shlomo Beit Midrash. Shlomo sent the following question to the Beit Midrash. Abba mit umutu b'chama. He said his father's passed away on Shabbat. And Shabbat, a corpse is mukseh. A corpse has no use on Shabbat. You can't do anything with the body on Shabbat. Can't bury the body on Shabbat. So it's mukseh. It doesn't have a use. And it's like mukseh, like separated from use. So you would say just to leave the body. The problem is he's outside, and it's the sun. The sun is coming down, and the sun coming down on the body would be not respectful. It will for the body. The body will get smelly or whatever because of that process. So he asked a question: what to do? So Shlomo Melech, King Shlomo, was a very righteous young man. He asked the Beit Midrash, he sends to the rabbis, what do I do for my father? He's outside, he's in the sun. What's there to do? How can I would like to move him if I'm able to move him to protect the dignity of his body. And another question he asked, Kalavim shall beit Abba re'ivim. The dogs of my father's house are hungry. The dogs are hungry. Ma'aseh. Can I go ahead and cut up let's say a dead animal? A dead animal, can I cut a dead animal to give to the the dogs of my father's house. So, and what's the question? The question is a dead animal, meaning we're not talking if the animal was a kosher animal. So kosher animal is you can take the meat of a kosher animal, feed your animals on Shabbat, right? The animals don't starve on Shabbat. You give, but the question is, this was not a kosher animal because the slaughtering did not come out good. And am I allowed to go ahead and use that uh, the meat from the carcass, or is it muksa or not muksa? Can I use it for the animal or not? We'll have to see tomorrow more about the details about when did this animal die? The animal died before Shabbat. Animal died on Shabbat. The animal died before Shabbat. You would say it's prepared for it's an animal food. If the animal died on Shabbat, then you would say when Shabbat came, it wasn't. Maybe that should be mukseh. Unless you say that the animal was very sick and it was going to die, and you knew we already were preparing for it by knowing that it's going to die before Shabbat. So that has to be looked into more details. But his question was, can I cut this? The animals are hungry. Can I cut this nevela, this dead carcass? Is it a problem or not? So we'll have to get more details to this Gemara tomorrow. So Shochale, they answered him, and they answered the following. They said, "Chatoch nevela v'hanach l'fnei chlavim." There's no problem. That dead carcass is not mukser. And we'll see more details, like we said. What's the case? Why is that muktzeh? Is it because it died before Shabbat, or is it because it was you saw you were it was died on Shabbat, but you knew it was going to die? So already it wasn't separated for you from that purpose. It already was designated, so to speak, for that purpose. And so that you could do. That's not muktzeh. V'avicha, your father, hanach alav kika otinok v'taltalo. You know what you could do for your father? Put a bread on top of your father, or put a little child, which is, and then you go ahead and you would move the father. You would be able to move your father out of the sun into the shade by not moving him just by himself, by having something else on him as well, something that's not muksa on him. Now, what does it mean? It means we want to show that if you have no child and no bread to put on the father, I think it says you would also be able to move the body outright because of respect for the body. But if you have something else that's permitted to be moved, and you're only going to move the father only with this item, so people will realize there's a concept of mukset. But only because of the dead body, we allow you to do. We're minimizing the mukset, so to speak. We're sending a message mukset, but you're doing it together with something which is not muktzeh, we'll let you do it. But in general, this is not sufficient to move something. If it wouldn't be a dead body, you can't put a piece of bread on it and say, okay, now I can move the item. But because of the respect for the dead body, they allow you to move it. But if you can minimize it in a way that people will see that there's a concept of muktzeh, we can do that. Adam, is that Kalem? Is that there? Okay, so they're able to move the body, and look forward to David HaMelech coming back. Right, Mr. Abel, you're going to see him. You're going to be very proud. We're all going to be proud. You're going to have a good time talking to David HaMelech.